Thanks HubSpot for sponsoring this video. If you're into AI agents, you probably heard about this Pi agent quite a lot recently. And most of you probably know Pi agent because it was what powering OpenClaw. And today I want to give you a breakdown of what's special about Pi agent, why it is one of the best options for you to build agent system. And in the end, how can you use Pi to build some agentic system like Postia from scratch, which is agent that's designed to launching and running a business. But before we dive into Pi, I know a lot of you already using coding agent like Cloud Code or Codex every day. But there's probably a 10 or even 100x difference between someone who just open terminal, send a prompt, and hopes for the best versus someone who fully utilizes every aspect of what those modern harness provide. Things like what type of Claude.md or Agent.md actually works, how you structure a codebase that is agent ready, what kind of hooks set up, and how to keep long-running work on track with task state, and how to run multiple sessions without creating a complete mess. If you want to be on the right side of gap, then this free Cloud Code playbook I put together with HubSpot will get you there. This is a playbook I wish I had when I was figuring all this out the hard way. It covers my prompting patterns, how I set my Claude.md and project context with hooks and guardrails I use, and how I manage task state for longer work. My favorite part is probably the parallel session setup that enable you to run not just 1 or 2 sessions, but 10 to 15 different agent sessions safely at the same time. Although it is called the Cloud Code Playbook, the principles actually apply to Pi as well, because for every Cloud Code feature, there's almost a equivalent package that you can plug into your Pi agent, which we will talk about soon. So most of the principles here are harness agnostic, which means no matter which agent you use, you can adopt it. I put the link in the description below so you can download for free. And thanks HubSpot for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the Pi agent. So fundamentally, Pi agent is a coding agent. And every time when people ask me, hey, is Cloud Code better or Codex better? My answer for the past few weeks, just they are the same. There's no real difference between those coding agents anymore. But why did OpenClaw choose Pi agent as the base to build upon? Because Cloud Code, Codex, OpenCode, they all have their own SDK and CLI that allow you building new agent system by wrapping it. Well, the core difference is all the other coding agents harness, even though it's really powerful, you can't really modify or change how the harness inside it works. Even Cloud Code and Codex is becoming increasingly similar to each other, but each one still have their own unique features. Like Cloud Code has dynamic workflow, but if you're a user of Codex, you can't just tell Codex to say, hey, implement this dynamic workflow as part of your harness, and vice versa. Even though they already try to open up more customizability by exposing hook system to the user. And if you don't know hook, they normally allow you to define some programmatic behavior when certain things happen, like when a session starts or before the agent try to call a tool. So you can achieve some sort of harness modifications by doing things like every time when Cloud Code try to call a tool, it automatically check a permission rules that you write and then return back true or false based on the permission rules that you want. It is pretty powerful, but still a bit limited. Like if you look at GitHub issues, there are a lot more scenarios of the hooks that users want to modify but couldn't. And this is where Pi agent really shine. So the whole design philosophy of Pi agent is that harness should actually adapt to the user rather than the other way around. So at default, Pi comes with a minimum version of coding agent. It only has 4 critical tools: run the bash command, write, read, and edit files. There's no sub-agents, no agent teams, and don't even have MCP comes with it. It's very bare minimum. But meanwhile, it can be easily extended with any other features that you want. They have this concept called extension. So users and agents can just write new extension file to extend the Pi coding harness. They expose a whole bunch of things to allow you to make modifications across the tools, context, hooks, session management, command, UI, almost everything that you can think of. So you can add new tools, commands, shortcut providers, large language model providers, and they expose almost every single hooks that you would ever need. So you can write programmatic behavior to change and improve the harness. They even expose the UI itself as well. For example, I can just customize my Pi agent UI to whatever I want, like those random character. And the coolest thing is that this extension can be written by you as human or by the agent themselves. Pi agent has this knowledge baked in already and has full awareness of what kind of extension already loaded and how to write the extension. And it can just modify itself on the fly. For example, I can just tell it, hi, I want to see the weather info in the prompt input. Help me customize your UI. It will automatically read the extension doc, then write a new extension for the weather widget. Once it's done, you can just do /reload. It will immediately reload the latest version of the harness that it just created with those extensions. And now you can see the weather information is showing up here, just above my prompt input. And this type of UI customization is just really small part of all the possibilities. You can almost ask it to update things on the fly for any part of harness. And there's a PyAgent package catalog, so you can install extension built by others. So even though default PyAgent don't have any of those features, but you can find almost every popular Cloud Code or Codex feature already implemented by someone that you can plug into your PyAgent, like the Go feature, the MCP adapter, the Chrome browser access, the Ask User Question tool, sub-agents, plan mode, and even dynamic workflow and computer use. If you want to enable dynamic workflow, you simply copy this package of dynamic workflow, run this command, then reload. Now I can just give a prompt including keywords like workflow, then it works almost like Cloud Code's dynamic workflow feature. It will trigger workflow, and I can also do /workflow, which will pop up this workflow UI, and you just get a very similar, almost identical experience from the Cloud Code. There are even packages that will just turn your PyAgent into a Cloud Code or Codex. The package all special tooling those other harness has, so you can install and use directly. There are even extensions that allow you to play DOM while the agent is running. And some of the extension might not be well built, but technically you can actually ask agent update and build for you. And with this flexibility, I can already see some really interesting things that are only possible to be built with Py. For example, there's one package called PyHyper. What it does is that it will capture every tool call hook for things like bash command to actually making sure it pre-processing the bash command result and only return relevant and minimum information back to the agent. For example, previously, if agent is running git log to see what are the recent commits, command will include a lot of information for each commit, like hash, author, date, body, and diff blocks. But with this package, it will actually clean things up to show only what's matter. And just by doing this, it can probably reduce 96% of those type of commits. And in some other testing commits, it all cuts token by like 80 to even 90%. And this is a good example where things like that is just difficult to implement with Cloud Code or Codex because their pre-to-use hook only allow you to append new information to the tool call rather than directly modify the tool call result. So this rich extension system is a crux that making PyAgent is super useful, and this is exactly how OpenClaw started. So first, what they were building is mainly the gateway to connect WhatsApp, Slack, and the web interface, while using the PyAgent as the main agent runtime. So you can utilize agent loops, large language model auth, the session management, but also extend it with MCP, memory, sub-agent, ACP, and many other things. And those type of customizability would be otherwise very difficult to achieve if OpenClaw were using Cloud Code SDK or Codex CLI. And it's actually pretty easy to build those extensions. I'm going to show you a few quick examples. So to build extension, you can just create a .py folder in any project folder or in your root, and then add an extensions folder inside it. And here is a few examples. So let's say you want to modify agent's context to always be aware of the current Git repo, like which branch it is on, what are the available work trees, on-state changes, and recent commits. We can simply create extension like this, which is in TypeScript, and adding a git function, which will run the git command to get all those git related information back, extract and generate a git summary. And then just simply do this py.on before agent start, and modify the system prompt and append additional git context after the predefined system prompt. And this is as simple as it gets. Once you put this extension file here, the next time you load the PyAgent, it will automatically have those contexts. And I can simply ask it, what's the git information here? Use no tools to answer me, and it will return back the information. And meanwhile, you can also easily add custom tools. Like what if you want your PyAgent to be able to read what's in your clipboard? You can simply do this py.register tool, give a name, label, description, and param, then define the actual function here. With this, if I go copy the previous git context extension file and just ask it what's in my clipboard, it will use the tool that we write to get the clipboard information. And we can even build something more interesting, like this permission gate. So the idea is that what if you want this agent to be used by your team where each one might have different permission access to a different level of information? Instead of a message sent directly to agent or let the agent decide whether the user has the right permission, what if we add a permission check using a cheap and fast small model? And if it's all good, then continue with agent as normal. But if it is some dangerous information, you can just stop the session right away. And here we just write another extension. We are using two different packages, which I will dive a bit deeper. One is a Py coding agent that allow you to write the extension API, but also this PyAI package, which is some package from PyAgent that allow you to do large language model call with any model very easily. So we define a small gate model to use Haiku and output decision whether it's allowed or denied, plus a reasoning. Then we package this as a small decide tool, the system prompt, as well as a user message, which load up both the policy, which is permission.md file that user can define on the root, plus a user request. And we use this function provided by the PyAI package to directly call the large language model and output the result. All we need to do is just, when the session starts, we will load up the policy information in the prompt. And then after every time user send a message, we'll show a message on the UI saying permission checking, wait for the large language model result. And if it is denied, then on the UI will show this blocked information and skips agent entirely. Otherwise, continue like normal. To test it, you can just define a permission.md file to define the specific permission. Like here, I said only JSON can get revenue data. So if I go to my Pi agent, ask what's the revenue for June, it will check a permission and show me back this information that is blocked, that you don't have permission to access revenue information. So this is one example of how you can update Pi agent's harness by writing those extensions. And most of the time, you actually don't need to learn building those extensions yourself, because you can just talk to the Pi agent, it will self-evolve. However, the real power of Pi, from my point of view, is actually not just use it as a coding agent, but actually build on top of Pi agent to powering your AI products. If you look at Pi agent repo, it actually comes with 5 different packages. The first one is this AI package. This is almost like a Vercel AI SDK that allow you to call different large language models. It comes with all the OAuth function to allow your users to connect Cloud Code subscription, Codex subscription. So you can actually use this as a standalone function to just do large language model call in the application you're building. And the second package is this agent package. This is basically the agent loop. You can consider almost this like a Vercel AI SDK stream text function that has this small agent loop built in. And the third one is this coding agent. So coding agent utilizes the agent core loop as well as AI package, but comes with this essential tooling like read, write, edit, and bash, as well as session management, compassion of the context window, the extension system, as well as an SDK. And this package you can almost consider as equivalent to the Cloud Code Agent SDK, but it is fully customizable and you can connect to any model you want. And in the end, it also comes with this TUI package that wraps the coding agent in this terminal UI. And also a orchestrator package. So this orchestrator package allows you to build like scheduled job or delegate tasks to different Pi agent process. And this is a bit more experimental. But you can see that based on the type of product you're building, you can actually utilize the Pi agent's ecosystem to scaffolding the agent products. And I actually utilize this coding agent SDK to build a product like Posea, which is a autonomous agent that can launch and run business to showcase the real power. And I'm going to show you very quickly how I build it to help you draw a picture. So as I mentioned, I'm using this coding agent package because it comes with a SDK that you can use. If you try to build a local agent, which means the agent system that lives on user's own computer, then this package basically gives you most of the stuff that you need. And you just easily extend functionality by building extension, system, custom UI, and task triggers. One good example is this All My Pi coding agent. This is a coding agent that built on top of Pi package, but it comes with a lot of new tools that bring its performance closer to the Cloud Code or Codex. It also comes with editor type of user interface inside terminal. It even has features that allow you to just publish a specific conversation session you have with someone else. It has a QR code that people can scan or a URL you can share with others. So you can actually build very sophisticated local agent products on top of Pi agent. But meanwhile, you can also use Pi agent package to build web-hosted agent product like this Posea replica I did. But there are some nuances you need to handle because the Pi coding agent SDK at default is designed quite tied to the local file system. But when you have this web deployed agent, which means agent runtime actually lives on your shared backend infrastructure, but when you try to write file, run bash command, then each user has their own sandbox. With this type of structure, you will need to make some modifications. Like instead of using Pi coding agent's default session management system, which is directly tied to the JSON file on the computer, you probably want to store the session information in your DB and manage compassion yourself. And also for the default bash edit read write tools, you probably want to wrap a layer so that it will do those operations in the sandbox that user is owning. But in the same situation, you will need to handle even though you're using Cloud Code Agent SDK. And with this, you can also build a web application like this, which is a chat agent. User can chat to it. To implement such experience, we're pretty much still using the Pi coding agent package, but this time we use the default resource loader. So this is how you can pass additional extension SKU to the coding agent. For example, here we define a extension for guardrail that will be blocked by running certain bash commands, and also define a tool to get MRR with some mock result. Then we define this resource loader. So we can pass on the directory the agent should be working in, and the directory where agent should load its function file like auth key. And you can also define whether the agent should just load up extension and SKUs from the .py folder. But you can also pass in customized extensions. Like here, we were passing the guardrails extension that we define inline here, as well as additional SKUs. So this will allow you to customize what type of SKUs each agent session should have access to. Then use this create agent session function to pass in the customer tools as well as a resource loader. And the rest will be similar. Based on the type of events, you can present different information on the UI. So this is how you can build around PyPackage. I actually use the same PySDK, build a replica version of PostCL, which is a hosted agent system that can launch and run a company autonomously. It is using Py's coding agent SDK as agent runtime, breaking down into 11 different agents with Orchestrator that's built around task entity and persistent state and context, as well as tools proxy. I will share more detailed step-by-step tutorial of how did I build the system from scratch in AI Builder Club, so you can join if you're interested. Meanwhile, I will add some of the extensions I built or some of my own favorite Py extensions into our Kubernetes skill folder, so you can give it to your Py agent and have it set up. I hope this is useful. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.